Prospector Metals, you may not have heard of it. You may know it by its former name, ETHOF Gold Corp. The name change and a share consolidation was earlier this year. We did that as part of our rebrand and our renewed business model focus, which is early stage discovery-driven exploration in Canada. Myself, I'm a geologist by trade. I've worked in metals and mining for government, majors, and juniors. Prospector is my main focus. It's going to consume about 90 to 95% of my time. So I'm not running 10 different companies and 10 different things. I'm focused on Prospector. I'm a shareholder. I own about 2 million shares. And as you just learned in the last talk, owning shares is one thing, but did management buy them is a question you have to ask yourself. I've got several $100,000 invested in Prospector, and I really believe that this is a company with really strong technical team, strong financial backing, and great assets, and I'm excited about the future. My previous life, I founded a company called Kaminak Gold Corp. It was, again, a very similar model to what we're trying to do here. We acquired early stage projects, drill them, and make a discovery. Kaminak had some success and was ultimately bought out for about $500 million. And our business model here is to just repeat that strategy. Forward-looking statements, we take our disclosure seriously. If anyone has any questions about how we present our data or information, please let us know. Some key stats about the company here, 54 million shares outstanding. Key shareholders, Crescat Capital owns about 11%, Eric Sprott. Again, myself, I own 2 million shares, and other insiders, and people with the Discovery Group, John Robbins, Jim Paterson, we're all major shareholders as well. So what is the company? Why did we do the rebrand and why did we do the consolidation? The idea is simple. We want to acquire exploration projects and drill them, own 100% of them, and sell them. We're not miners. We're not trying to put things into development. We are who we are. We're geologists and we're financiers, and our objective is to try to find unloved or overlooked early stage assets and bring them to drill stage. It's pretty straightforward. We're part of the Discovery Group. You may know some of these other companies. This is a bit of an outdated slide. You can see it still says ETHOF Gold Corp there. But the Discovery Group has quite a breadth, and I know you've probably invested in some of these companies over your tenure. Yeah, the group is here and we have a booth, so please follow up if you have any questions on that. Key projects. We have a basket of projects across Canada, and I'm only really going to talk about 2 projects today. Our Too Good project in Newfoundland, which we're currently drilling, and I would encourage you to look at our news release we just put out detailing the targets we're going to be drilling and the timeline. And I'll talk about our other project, which is a nickel copper platinum group element project in Northern Ontario called Whitten Lake. If you have any questions about any of our other projects, then please let us know. So Too Good in Newfoundland, it's high-grade gold. We acquired this about a year and a half ago, and the initial surface sampling and prospecting yielded some very high-grade visible gold samples. We did systematic work on this. We did trenching, stripping, outcrop washing. We did LiDAR survey, ground magnetics, and just finished an induced polarization survey. The drilling starts now, and it comprises about 2,500 meters total in about 10 to 15 drill holes on 2 main targets. The targets are called Titan and Quinlan. I don't expect you to read all the numbers on this map because I can't, but I would like to point out that it's a very large land position, and that's key to our strategy. Is with all of our projects, we want to have district scale opportunities. So we're not looking for little postage stamp things and where there's no continuity. We know ultimately we want to make a discovery and sell it. And we know to do that you have to have a significant land position and a district scale opportunity. And that's consistent with our strategy here in Northern Newfoundland. You can see the project basically consumes strong northeast trending shear zones. The model here is no different than the other type of orogenic gold that you're seeing explored in Northern Newfoundland. So this map, very detailed and very technical, but what I would like to point out here is that red strip in the middle, which is the outline of the alteration zone. So our outcrop sampling and stripping has identified mineralization in bedrock. And I would like to point out something that's very important here, is that these showings have never been drilled before. And I think that's a really important part of our business model. We're not going to go in and find projects that have been drilled and re-drill them. Our opportunity here is to find new things in new projects. And I can't underscore enough that, finding a bedrock mineralization with gold in it that's never been drilled before is very rare. And we're looking forward to seeing how these results turn out. Again, so this is the Quinlan, and this is, again, a couple photos here of some of the outcrop washing. We have a very good handle on enveloping structure and the host rocks. Our systematic drilling is going to be very straightforward. Our first hole is designed to hit the structure 10 to 20 meters below surface. And if we hit that, we'll do another hole below it. So the idea is to try to extend the mineralization at depth and along trend. So on to Ontario, Whitten Lake. This is a really interesting project. It's nickel copper. Our technical team has a strong background in nickel exploration. Myself, back in the early days, I worked with a company called Western Mining Corporation in Kambalda in Western Australia. At the time, Western Mining was one of the top 3 nickel producers on the planet, and I was lucky enough to be involved in their generative team. And I also have two of the members of that team working with us today. And we've targeted Ontario and Quebec as nickel project areas. Why is that? Well, of the 8 to 9 major nickel districts in the world, 7 of them are a 2-hour flight from Toronto. You all know about Sudbury, you know about Voisey's Bay, you know about the deposits in Minnesota, you know about Thompson, and you know about Raglan. So if you're going to look for nickel, this is the place to be. And Whitten Lake is something we acquired through staking and essentially overlooked. It's really good access, really good roads, but there was some historical information in some old reports, but it wasn't on the government website. So we went and we acquired it and we resampled it, and we verified that there's nickel mineralization on the property. Now it's disseminated and it's low grade, but what we did is we did a geophysical survey, and we wanted to highlight where these conductors might be. So why is a conductor important? Well, because when you have a massive sulfide, it has a very distinct conductive geophysical signature. So we flew an airborne survey and detected a very significant, strong, 30 to 50 meter wide conductor right on trend from our known mineralization. And again, I really want to stress, this has never been drilled before. It's drill ready right now, and we're expecting to get to this project after our Newfoundland project. I don't want you to be confused that we have more than one project. We can walk and chew gum. I want you to know that we're not a one-trick pony. We believe in our projects, but if one of them doesn't work out, we're going to move on to the next one. We're stewards of your capital. It's our capital too. We're investors, and we treat the money like it is our money, because it is. I'm running down. I have 1 minute left. So this is the geophysical map. The hot colors are the conductors and the magnetic anomalies. Pretty straightforward. Very easy place to work. We've got really good relations with First Nations. I think that's important as well. You have to do, if you want to make a discovery, if you want to sell it and make money, you have to have local communities on board. And we initiate these things early on. And we're one of the few junior companies for our size that have full-time community relations people on side.